This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 216 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
All right, before we jump into these rackets,
Yeah.
two big pieces of information, newsworthy. First, if you didn't check out last week's episode with Tom Ferry, you've got to go back and check that one out after this one. You don't have to watch it before this one, but go check it out after. It was a little bit of a different episode than we usually do, Nicole, but it was really good.
Okay.
And the big news is if you're listening to this podcast, no changes. So if you listen on Apple, you listen on Spotify, no change. Drop us a review. If you watch this podcast on YouTube, to get the full podcast, you want to go over to the Broke Agents YouTube. We're taking the Real Word over to the Broke Agent. Look at Nicole's face.
It's news to me too.
No, it's not totally news to Nicole. So if you're used to watching the Real Word on the Real Word YouTube, that is going to be where all the clips live, all the shorts. And for the full episode, go over to Broke. There's enormous news April 18th with the Broke Agent brand. So be looking for that. The Real Word going over to Broke Agent. You definitely want to make sure you're subscribed there. Stay subscribed to the Real Word because we'll continue to put our clips out and stuff out on there. All right. Nicole, are you shocked?
I'm super shocked.
No,
It sounds
Nicole's not shocked. She's
sounds
just
like April 18th may override April 6th, but not quite sure about that.
April 18th, big day, huge day.
Huge
April
day.
6th,
even
if you're
bigger
watching
day.
this, you might be watching this on April 6th,
You
big
might
day because
be.
it's Nicole's birthday and
I enter my 40s.
she is already in her 40s. She's
No.
deeper.
That's like officially in. Like I'm in. There's
In the
no turning
comments,
back.
when you're 40, does that mean you're in your 40s or is it
No.
until you're 41?
You're
All right.
in. You're in
I
it.
don't know.
Like
I don't
now
know
I'm
about
like
that.
I dove into the pool. 40 I was just seeing if it was cold.
To me, 40 to
Fucking freezing.
49 is in the 40s. So you were already in it for the last 364 days.
No. Nope.
Yeah.
That I was just testing it out.
A young 40 though.
See what I
You're young
needed,
at
you
heart.
know? Would I need like some wrinkle cream or, something
Nicole
like
White,
that.
the oldest millennial in the world. Okay. All right, let's jump into racket number 1. This is a Fortune article. The economic shock hitting the housing market just got bigger. What do they mean by that? The bad news for home buyers, that already big economic shock got even bigger last week. So last week we saw mortgage rates jump. Freddie Mac reported the 30-year fixed mortgage rate hit 4.67%. It actually hit a little bit higher than that on any given day. Just 1 week earlier, the rate was at 4.42. Meanwhile, back in December, it was only 3.11%. Soaring mortgage rates,
Yep.
of course, are an immediate hurdle to demand side of the market. So a borrower who took on $500,000 mortgage at 3.11% rate in December would get a monthly mortgage payment of $2,138. At the 4.67 rate of last week, Nicole, that monthly payment soars to $2,584. So you've got over a $400 difference from December to today on the same 30-year loan. That's an additional $160,000+ over the course of that 30-year loan. So this is bad news for buyers. And there's actually people that believe, I believe it's, there's another article I'm going to reference here, Market Watch. Lawrence Yun, who we've talked about a bunch, chief economist at National Association of Realtors, he says that a 5% rate, which we just barely saw it almost touch 5% in 2018 for a moment in time, but there's a belief that we're going to 5% for sure this year. Home sales may fall by 10%. Now that's, what did I say there, Nicole? I said home sales might fall, not home prices, right?
You're seeing sales.
Yeah, and we're already seeing less sales.
We're
already seeing less sales, but they could fall another 10%. Now, pricing, typically you would see pricing drop 10% when you have a 1% rate jump in mortgage rates. We haven't seen that yet, and I don't anticipate us seeing that this year. Redfin says as rates quickly approach 5%, We expect their impact on home buyer demand to change from a motivator, driving sense of urgency to buy before rates rise further, to a deterrent, causing buyers to step back as the cost of home buying exceeds their budgets. Nicole, we haven't seen any deterrent in this market yet.
No, but I it's interesting though that they're only talking about buyers though in this situation, because I do think that it's gonna be an even larger deterrent for sellers at this point, especially some of these sellers that were able to, like, capture, like, like, something in the 2s, like a 275, to then sell the house to then have to buy another one at 5. I
Bingo.
mean, that's gonna be a huge deterrent, again, which is obviously gonna, really sort of impact supply even more. So, again, it's very interesting that they're talking about just the buy side, because I think that this is going to be even worse for the sell side for sure.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that's locked in, because you got to think so many people refied their home
Yep.
from 2020 to 2022. So,
Multiple times though, too. I don't think, I
yeah.
mean, I think there's a lot of people that were like, woo, woo. They got down to like a 3, and then all of a sudden they were down to like a 2.5. I mean,
And so
people, yeah,
not just the people that bought, but the people that refied, which is the majority of homeowners right now,
right.
are way under 4%.
Yep.
And why would they want to sell? Right?
Right.
Unless they're going to rent that property out and go buy a bigger or a better property that suits their living needs. This is going to hurt inventory even more
Even more
as these rates go up.
for
And
sure.
there's going to be like a cold war of inventory where everything just gets frozen, right?
Yes.
A freeze out.
Yeah.
Home prices are up big time since the onset of obviously COVID-19. Put up the graph between March 2020 and March 2022. You can see where the really hot spots are.
Hmm.
Northeast is like
In the
24 to
middle, which is
36%, right in the middle
great.
there.
We needed that. Yeah.
That southeast corner of the country, same thing, between 24 and 36%. You got the north west corner really popping. Some areas up over 48% in that time frame. But moral of the story is everybody's up massively on the price. The Fed wants to bring those prices down so the market doesn't turn into a bubble. That's why you see interest rates going up. It will impact how many buyers are in the market. And to Nicole's great point, it's going to impact how many people actually decide to put their home on the market because they'll have nowhere to go. They won't be enticed by a 5.5% mortgage interest rate. So this is going to play out end of the year going into next year more so than this spring market where everybody's like, there's multiple offers, there's not enough inventory for buyers. This doesn't last forever. Don't get used to just sitting here in this type of market. The interest rates over time are going to have an impact. Now, when we talked to Tom last week, we were talking about all those
Yeah.
millennials, and there's going to be demand for the next 5, 7 years. But how many of those millennials go on pause for a year or two in the next 5 to 7 years where they rent for another year or two because of how high the rates got? There's
Well,
belief
or they
that,
have to though, Byron. I
yeah,
mean, a lot of these people are right now at that pivotal moment of like, I need to re-sign a lease or I need to buy, and they can't buy. So again, I'm seeing a lot of people right now trying to buy quickly before the rates go up even more. They're like dying to lock in, which again is I think causing them to also overbid on properties just so that they can then rate lock in. So
we didn't have a ton of time with TF last week, but I would have pushed him a little bit on. I believe there's going to be high demand over the next 5, 7 years because we do have inventory issues that are going
yep.
to exceed just this spring market for
Hmm.
sure. But there are some things going on, and nobody saw 2007 coming. I can see interest rates getting out of control. I can see things going on pause for a little bit within the next 5 years, which will impact the overall health of the market. You could argue that this is an unhealthy market with where prices are going. It's a very difficult market for all of us agents for sure, but it's a very difficult market for buyers too. By the way, I was having coffee with somebody today, Nicole,
Yep.
and he's talking about how hard this market is. I was like, this agent got in 2018.
Yep.
I was like, dude, uh, in 2012, the market was just as hard.
Yeah.
You don't realize, like, Yes, and we're going to talk about a topic here coming up. NAR's reporting how many offers buyer agents have to make just to get one under contract. That's hard. But how many conversations, Nicole, did you and I have in 2012, 2013 with sellers that are like, I want to list it here. No, you should list it
Yeah,
20% lower. No, but I want
right.
to just try it.
Yeah,
Okay, let's try it. Hey, how come I don't have any showings? Can you come
yeah.
back to my house and have
Hey,
another
it was
meeting?
worth, back in 2005, my house was worth
K-
$1,000,000. Why are
sh-
you only listing it at 300? I've lost all this money. Yeah,
Show me the numbers again. What are you spending on marketing? Shouldn't we
yeah,
be in the newspaper?
right.
Like,
Why have we only had 4 people come through? Why did no one come to my open house?
can we throw some spaghetti against the wall? Like, can we spend more money
Yeah.
than the house is worth on marketing and hope it sells? These are the kind of crazy conversations, infuriating
Well,
conversations
and back then
that
it was so
agents had to
funny
go through
though,
then.
because Byron, how many times were you like, "Oh, I don't even wanna be the first agent." Like, you wanted to be,
Right.
like, the 3rd listing
I'll be
agent on
third.
that property. Yeah, it was always like, I don't wanna be first. I'll take the 3rd round." Yeah.
Yeah. So every market's hard. This one has been wearing on a lot of agents
Yeah,
for obvious reasons.
for sure.
And it's not going to get any easier. That Market Watch article that I did reference is saying, there's four different economists all saying that we're going to hit 5% and be over 5% now this year, not next year, like they were saying at the beginning of the year when it was at 3.11. So, all right, racket number two. Competition heats up. It's been heating up
I like this
with,
one. It's like 5 you picked a 5-paragraph
yeah,
article.
this is a good one for me, with 5 offers per home sold. So on average, there were nearly 5 offers for every home sold in February, higher than in recent months. This is according to the February 2022 Realtors Confidence Index survey. So agents are writing 5 offers compared to the one that's getting accepted. There's probably agents like in the comments right now saying, five, hello, like
Yeah,
10 to 1 for
right.
some of my buyers, but
Yeah.
it's averaging out to 5. These were agents that were surveyed from Massachusetts, Georgia, Texas, Colorado, Utah, Washington, and California. So you got West Coast, you got Southeast, you got
Yep.
Northeast, you got a good
Good
mix
mix.
there.
Yeah.
Nationwide, 48% of buyers offers were above the list price. So one out of two offers right now are above list price, and it's taking 5 to 1 offers for a home to sell, for a
I'm
buyer to
actually
get a
surprised
home.
it's not more than that at this point. I mean,
Yeah,
but I bet you if this survey happened in, maybe 3 more months, I think that it would probably be, way more closer to 75 to 90% for
you're
sure.
right.
Yeah.
You're right because it'll be lagging.
Super
13%,
lagging. Yeah, and I think
13%
buyers
of
are
the
getting
offers,
smarter.
yeah, 13% of the offers were 10% above the list price. So these are huge numbers, and when you're on like the broke agents Instagram and you're reading everybody's comments on how they're frustrated, or you're talking to an agent in your office, or you're on a mastermind call, you're hearing the same story from everybody. 24 offers. I
Mhm.
was just talking to Emily on our team. She's like, I wrote 6 offers over the weekend. 6 different buyers didn't get one.
Yeah.
Agents are like,
Or
when
agents
is
are like, "I'm not even pulling comps anymore."
comps? I saw a hilarious. I don't know who it was. I wish I knew. I could give her a shout out, like a TikTok, and the agent's like calls. Say you're the listing agent. I call you and I'm like, hey, I've got an offer for you. We're gonna come in 20,000 less than asking price. We're going to do a full inspection. We're going to ask you to replace the roof ahead of time. And there's a couple other items that we need. And then, maybe we'll move forward after inspections. And the listing agent's like, take it. And
Yeah.
then she calls the listing agent today and she's like, we're coming in 40,000. She's like shivering. It looks like she's like got the shake. She's like, like an addict or something. She's
Yeah.
like, we're coming in 40,000 over. No inspections. We wouldn't even think about that. Forget the
Yeah.
appraisal.
Oh, yeah, we'll fill the
And
gap. You can live there for a year free.
yeah, and so the agent's like, "Yeah, we got 40 offers, like, everybody's over." She's like, "Okay, they didn't want to do this, but they have a 3-year-old child they're willing to throw their firstborn. They're willing to throw him in the deal." And he's like, yeah, we got 2 of those already.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do better. I mean, that's the difference of this market. Both markets
Yeah.
are hard.
Yeah.
When you're working to this point, to this racket, when you're writing 5 offers to get 1, you're having 5 price reductions 10 years ago to get 1 home sold, which is 5 meetings with sellers, which is 5, pulling out the data, doing a new marketing plan, all of that.
Mhm.
That's all work too.
Yep.
People think they want that till they get into that situation. I want to keep reminding agents of the other side of this type of a market, what that
Right.
looks like.
Yep.
All right, Nicole, this one
All
here,
right.
this is the Marketeer of the Week. This is a Realtor Mag article.
I'm surprised you ventured into the realtor mag world. This was all
Yeah,
you.
you got me going on the
I mean,
mag
it's
sometimes.
it's it's sort of fun.
Sometimes. Home features that may boost sales price. So if we're agents, which we are, we want to know what features could increase the sale price so we can market that to try to pick up some inventory, pick up some sellers, help educate some sellers so that they can make some more money. We got to
Mhm.
put all these graphics up. Let's start with the first one. We'll go one by one. We'll put each graphic up. Nicole,
The whole
the
thing's a racket. I
the
mean,
double sync vanity, does that increase a sale price? And so, all right, let's give the study. This was from Angie, formerly Angie's List. I didn't know
yep,
they shortened the name to
yep,
Angie,
yep.
ANGI.
I think someone
Researchers,
I think someone bought I think someone bought Angie's List.
yeah, I get, well, maybe they bought it and they changed it to Angie.
Yeah.
Researchers combed through sold listings to identify common or trending home features and determine whether a price premium could be attached to some amenities. So, they went through it. We analyzed over 250,000 house listings from across the U.S. and calculated the price premium associated with popular features in every room of the house. The
Mhm.
results show that adding these features to each room will increase the value of your home. Nicole White, you are an expert at
Oh, easy.
picking out these features, pricing them out, getting ones that look super trendy but maybe at a good price. This is what you do. You renovate, you design, you know all this stuff. So I'm going to ask your opinion on each one. We're going to put the
Each
graphics
one.
up.
Mhm.
We're going to start with double sync vanity. This study of over 250,000 house listings across the US says that the
Mhm.
double sync vanity brings a price premium of 2.35%. So,
So what
in
are they saying? Are they saying
perspective
2% of the sale price or
of the sale
2% of
price,
of your ROI here? Like, are we
they're saying
okay,
the sale price,
okay,
2.35% price premium on sale price. So a double sync vanity, I would assume in
yes.
the you know,
I'm
in the
assuming in the master, yes.
master
Or
bath,
maybe in the kids' bath. I mean, you got a couple
I
kids in
guess,
there. Yeah.
sure, is going to bring on a $300,000 house. That's going to bring, between 308 and 309,000. Does the double sync get you? What does a double sync vanity cost?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on where you're going. I mean, you can get one
I
for like
mean, you could
$800 at
spend
Home
anything, but
Depot.
you can
Yeah.
get a good one for a grand or 1,500 or something
Yeah,
nice one.
you're probably close to
So
$1,500
is
for a
that
double
gonna bring
vanity.
you that $1,500 investment, is that gonna bring you 8 to $9,000?
Yes, I do believe so. I think
In a
if
3
anything
okay, so that's a
I
yes
do,
for
I
you.
agree with
Okay,
that one. I mean, I think
alright.
I think if anything you would lose buyers. You're losing buyers more. But
Okay.
yes, the double
So
vanity,
Nicole,
I 100% agree with.
check mark. She
Check.
says, "No racket on double sink vanity."
Nope.
En suite, so bathroom in
Yes.
the
I'm
bedroom.
actually shocked that it's not more money. I mean, if you have a
Number here
master
is 1 for people listening, it's 1.41% price
and they're
premium.
not specifying that it's a master, so they're just saying an ensuite in a bedroom.
They said bedroom. They didn't say the
Yeah.
primary master bedroom. They're just saying bedroom. So
Yeah.
if it's like the second bedroom, I could
Yeah.
see where that's only like a 1.41%.
I
I agree. If
I
it's a
agree.
master, we're
It
into
you're
5 to
into you
10%,
have to
right?
be. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Everyone
Yeah.
wants a master bathroom. Yeah.
So that number would be off if it's the primary, as the cool
Yeah.
kids say. Pot filler, Nicole.
I
Kitchen
mean,
pot filler.
this is a total racket because I never really understood the idea of a pot filler. Again, I understand the convenience of it because you get to fill your pot, but you still now have to carry that pot to the sink to now empty it. So
Okay, so Nicole, before
I'm
you get
not
carried away,
really
I
I'm
wanna
not
give the number here.
3% though, 3.2%.
3.2%
They're
price
saying
premium
that's worth more than the double vanity, and to me, that's
and the ensuite bathroom.
insanity, insanity,
Now,
absolutely insanity.
obviously, this is a huge racket. The pot filler, you putting
Total
in a pot
rocket
filler
racket. Yeah.
into a $300,000 home does not make it worth $310,000. That is
No.
insane.
And it's really
Nobody believes that.
expensive. I mean, gosh, if you're, like, on an outside
But
wall, I mean, the whole thing is the
so
total racket.
so here's maybe where their data confused them. Typically, where do you see pot fillers? You see them in
High-end luxury.
high-end,
Yeah.
beautifully renovated kitchens. So, was the entire kitchen high-end and beautifully renovated, and out of those homes, it was 3.2% higher than kitchens that weren't super
Because there just
luxury?
happened to be a pot
It
filler in it, you
Yes, and
mean? Yeah.
it happened to have a pot filler because they went all out. They got the best, what's the best appliances right now that you can get, Nicole? Like,
Well, it's totally up to each individual
but
person. You could do, like, a
what's a good
Wolf
one?
or,
Yeah,
like,
whatever.
Sub-Zero,
So,
yeah.
you put the Sub-Zero and you did all this stuff, and then you're like, "You know what? I've already spent 120,000 on this kitchen. I'm gonna throw a pot filler in." And on those 10% of homes that got the pot filler, yeah, they probably did get the 3.2% price premium all compared to the comps because their
Yeah, I
kitchen
can't
is
imagine it's because of the pot filler? The
it's
freaking
not
pot
because of the co
filler? Are
so
you
we're
buying a
2 to
house because of a
1.
pot filler? Do you have a pot filler in your house?
No. No, I don't believe so.
You don't believe so. You're
Now I'm trying to
clearly
think of a
spending tons
Connecticut
of
house.
time
I
in
don't
your
have a pot filler
kitchen.
in Connecticut right now.
I eh,
No.
I don't know.
You're in my Connecticut house more than I am right now.
Maybe. I don't think there's a pot filler in there.
I don't think there is either. All right. So we're 2 to 1.
Yep.
We're good with the double sink vanity. We could have argued that the ensuite would be higher and the pot
Yes.
filler is a total racket. Fireplace,
Well, I mean, at the
1.97%
very
price
least, a
premium.
fireplace. I think a fireplace is bringing in a lot more money than a pot filler. I mean, a lot of people are turning down even
2%?
looking at homes. People turn down home. They people. Well,
That's a
okay.
Northeast thing. That's
I
not
was
a
gonna say
nationwide thing.
in the Northeast, yes, there are lots of people that don't even want to look at homes because they don't have a fireplace. So, but again, I guess if we're looking at nationwide, maybe it's not a premium if there's a fireplace, but certainly
Yeah,
in our area, people want fireplaces.
it's like weird in Florida. So like there's very few people that have a fireplace. It's like it's almost like alarming. You got a fireplace for what? Like, what are
Do
you
you have a
doing in there?
fireplace?
No, I don't have a fire. Nobody has a
Yeah.
fireplace.
Well, I don't know. I think it's just nice ambiance, you know? You could do like an electric one. Maybe they don't spit out as much heat.
Yeah, but I mean, it would just be
And
weird to like be looking at a fireplace and look out your window and see
then
palm
this
trees.
in like 90-degree weather.
Seems like they're
Well, you guys must
clashing.
do fire. Do you do outdoor fire pits there?
They do outdoor fire. They do more of the like the fire feature type of stuff, like around a pool or something like that.
Okay. What's that
Yeah,
mean? What's a fire feature? Like just a flame?
yeah.
Like a
You got
tiki
the
torch?
nah, not necessarily a tiki torch, which you could do that too, but anybody can do that. Like a fire feature where it's not necessarily a fireplace. It's just like propane or whatever, and it's tile and maybe a little waterfall fire feature, whatever.
Okay.
Something silly like that.
Hmm.
All right, last one.
Yep.
Outdoor kitchen, 2.05% price premium. I think this one is location specific as well because an outdoor kitchen, I mean, you tell me, an outdoor kitchen in the
Well,
Northeast, do you think that's going to change the game?
100%. But again, I think this goes back to your pot filler though too. I'm not thinking I guarantee you some I mean an outdoor kitchen can cost you upwards of,
It's a lot
20
of
to
money.
$100,000. Yeah, so again, I think that it's very specific to what type of house too. I mean, this is if there's an outdoor kitchen, there's a pot filler. I'll tell you that.
Uh,
And I do think I do think it's increasing the price. I mean, these are look at this one too. This one has like a pizza oven in it too. I
yeah.
mean,
But here's the point,
we are
Nicole.
not slacking here
You're,
with this outdoor
an out
kitchen.
an outdoor kitchen, I'll argue, you're not getting the return on your investment. An outdoor kitchen, like the one featured here, where they've got a pizza oven, they got a stove,
A
a
sink,
grill, they got a
all of
sink,
it. There's looks like there's like a warming drawer.
or an ice box or whatever. So that outdoor kitchen is going to cost you, I don't know, 20
That's gonna
grand.
cost you more than that, honey.
So 30 grand.
This one's
So
way more than that.
you're going to spend 30 grand on a $300,000 house, and it's only going to be worth 2.05% more than the comps. So this is a outdoor kitchens, folks. Bad investment unless I'm thinking you're in the luxury, you're in
Yeah.
a
Or if you're like a
9-month
huge
season.
entertainer, I mean, there is a
Yeah,
value on you enjoying it and using it yourself
it's a
before
terrible ROI in the Northeast or
Yes.
the upper Midwest
You're
or,
using
the
it
cold
for
states.
4 months out of the year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some if you scroll down, this article is actually pretty good. If you scroll down, there's a whole list of all these metropolitan statistical areas, and then what feature brings the highest
The
price premiums.
most.
The
Yep.
highest one listed on here was New York, Newark, New Jersey City, and that whole Pennsylvania area, that whole little area there, where the garage brings in
Garage.
18.47%
No surprise.
price
Yeah.
premium. Absolutely, because you're gonna have snow, you're gonna want the garage. No surprise there.
Storage. Yeah.
San Jose was high ceilings at almost 14%. San Francisco was a swimming pool
Yep.
at over an 11%
Yep.
price premium. What caught your eye, if you're from Tucson, Arizona, their feature was walled. That's what they're
So I
saying,
had to
walled.
Google that. I had to Google walled. And again, if you're from Arizona, correct me if I'm wrong, this is if your backyard is walled in. So your
Mm.
whole property is walled off from your neighbors.
And you're
We don't
getting
have
an
that up here.
8.4% increase there. Denver, a barn door gives you 8.96%. A barn door. I am so sick of barn doors and
Uh-oh.
that whole farmhouse style of home.
I
It
was gonna
just
put a barn door in your bathroom. Should I not?
No, you're not. You're kidding. That house does not go with barn doors. What are you talking about? A barn door?
Oh, Lord, we'll have to argue about it when we get off the air here.
Nicole, that house in Connecticut, that's not a barn door style house. That's
We'll
a
chat about it.
traditional
We'll
style.
chat about it after. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
In the comments, you think I should put a barn door in a traditional style home? Love to know your thoughts. Love to know your thoughts on these features. Which ones are a racket or not?
Mhm.
And how many offers? What's your average? That's what I'd really love to know. What's your average on how many offers per buyer
Yeah.
before
Or
you
and how
get?
many offers are you getting as a seller?
Yes. Well,
I
how many
love
offers you're
that.
getting seller for sure,
Yeah.
but if you're when you're representing buyers specifically, how many times do you have to write an offer per each buyer? And if you're not subscribed right now to the Broke Agent YouTube channel, do that. You're going to see Nicole's uh, in her 40s face on there for the next decade. Happy birthday, Nicole White.
I'm not there yet. Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Let me have one more day.
You're
Getting my
still in your
feet warm.
40s. We'll talk about
No,
that too.
I'm not
Yeah,
in it.
straighten you out.
I'm feeling it out.
So make sure you're subscribed there. Still subscribe to the Real Word YouTube, which is going to turn into our clips and our shorts. So if you like to segment it out, that's going to be the place to do it. We'll drop some exclusive content there from time to time as well. If you're listening, please consider giving us a review on Spotify and Apple. And we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Keep it real.